Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Rob, and I'm a fitness instructor here in Wainwright, and today we're going to be going through a force prep workout. So, the materials that you're going to need for today are, of course, your water bottle, as always, filled with water, some sort of improvised weight or a real weight if you have one, and a mat or a towel as well. Only for one exercise today. Most of the exercises we're going to be standing for, but there's one where you might need a mat or a towel underneath your knee, just for comfort against the floor there. So, like I said, water, improvised weight or real weight, and a mat for our force prep workout. So before we get started as well, there's a disclaimer that I'm just going to read. It's also posted in the description in English and in French if you want to read it there. But very quickly here, in response to COVID-19, PSP is offering telefitness to Canadian Armed Forces members. By using social media platforms, the telefitness classes tailored to Canadian Armed Forces personnel become accessible to all. Prior to participating in this session and to make an informed decision on whether you should seek advice from a qualified exercise professional or healthcare provider, consult the Get Active questionnaire of the Canadian Society of Exercise Physiology and its reference document, simply by clicking on the links below. By continuing with this telefitness class, you understand there's a possibility of physical injury and you agree to do so voluntarily at your own risk. You also assume all risk of injury and agree to release the Canadian Forces Morale and Welfare Services from any and all claims related to your participation in this telefitness class. Man, that's 2 classes in a row there that the sump pump has gone off during the introduction. Sorry about that, everybody. So, that being said, disclaimer in the description, check out the links if you need them as well. And before we get started, I'll just say if you want to listen to any music during the workout, make sure that you have that music going at home. I won't be playing any here, just so we don't get the video taken down. But one more time over the materials: water, improvised weight, and a mat if you want. And then with that being said, we'll get into the warm-up. So, stepping back here, I'm going to get our materials on screen here, just in case. There's the mat, although we don't need it yet. And all we're going to do to start our warm-up here is just some body weight squats. Nice and easy, going as deep as you like here, squatting down, keeping your knees up above your toes, and then back up to the top. So you can sit down to 90 if you like. If going down to 90 is a bit uncomfortable on your knees or on your hips, then feel free to only go to 60 or to 45, whatever you prefer. If you want to go lower than 90, that's up to you as well, but 90 is pretty comfortable for me, so that's where I'll go to. And just doing this for a few seconds here. A squat is one of the exercises that we're going to be doing today, either as body weight or using your improvised weight if you prefer. So we'll go a couple more here. Nice and slow, sitting the hips back and pressing back up to the top. And from here, switching from our squat, we're going to go into next just a deadlift. So grabbing our weight, this is going to be nice and easy. It doesn't have to be super heavy or anything. Similar to the squat movement, what we want to do is from here, we want the weight to be just kind of level with our toes here, almost between our legs, but not quite. And you want to sit your hips back, keeping the back straight and your head up. Sit the hips back, reach down, grab your weight, and bring it back up to the top. You're going to set it back down, stand up, and back down again. Pick up the weight, make sure you actually grab it, and then set it back down, stand back up. We're going to go through a few reps of this, nice and easy, just to kind of get the hang of this hinge motion. Sitting the hips back, only bending the knees as much as you need to get down on the floor, and grab your weight. Really working on activating the glutes and the hamstrings. And make sure that that weight is actually between your toes, between your feet. If it's too far forward, like it's way out here and I'm trying to reach out to grab it, that's going to be a lot harder. And you have to obviously bend down a lot farther to go forward and then bring it up. And of course then it's going to swing towards your body, which you also don't necessarily want. So make sure it's between your feet here. And then bend down, pick it back up. Again, always keeping that back nice and straight. Chest is facing forward. Bending down, picking it up, and back up. So we'll go one more rep of that. And once you've done that, I'm going to grab a quick drink of water here. And from there, we're going to bring it down to the floor. Going into a few push-ups here. We're going to be doing hand release push-ups to start off with. So from our high plank position, we're going to get into a nice strong high plank, so make sure everything's ready to go. Hands are pressed into the floor with fingers nice and wide. Quads, glutes are activated so that when you pop up in that high plank, you're already ready to go. Pop up, tuck the heels, or press the heels away from you, press the toes into the floor, and from here we'll just lower it down. Elbows just reaching the level of your back here. I'll try to scoot in the frame, and then we'll press it back up to the top. 5 reps here, nice and slow, not racing through them. Always pressing back up to the top. And one more for 5, I think. And we'll do one more for good measure, since I lost count. And from here, we're going to bring it back up. From this position here, doing an exercise that you might have seen Caitlin and Jamie, they like this one quite a bit, but I think I might have only done once during our classes here. We're going to go into, and I'm not exactly sure what it's called either, but one leg out and then on your knee here. If you like, you can bring your mat into it to set underneath your knee to make it a bit more comfortable. But one knee down with your foot just on the floor behind you, straight back there, and one leg out to the side. All we're going to do from here, sit your butt back, down onto your heel, and then bring it back up to the top. Sit your butt down back onto your heel, and then back up to the top. Really squeezing through this glute here to press yourself forward. Sitting it back, nice and slow, and then pressing through the glute back up to the top. And maybe if Jamie or Caitlin are in the comments there, they can leave what the name is there in the comments so that we all know. And we're going to go one more time here and then switch sides. So same thing, putting your mat underneath the other knee, one leg out, one foot out, and from here, sitting it back, and then pressing it back up to the top. And if this is a bit much as well, with your leg all the way straightened out like this, you can always bring it in a little bit and not have it so far out so that you're not stretching out your groin muscles or your adductors too much. And then when you sit back, you can just have your leg out and then back up to the top. And that's a little bit less of a stretch through your inside of your leg there. Sorry for 1 second here. Got to fix that. And perfect. So we'll finish it up. A couple more reps from there. Sitting it back on your heel, press up to the top. One more time. And back up. And here we go. We're going to switch into the next one. And this time we're going to go back into push-ups. So, except from here, all we're going to do, starting from the floor, we're going to do a hand release push-up here. So hands up off the floor, toes, you can't see them right now, they're off camera, but toes are curled underneath and pressed into the floor like they would be for a normal push-up. From here, hand release, and then pressing up, pushing the hands down to the floor, keeping your core nice and tight so that it's not sagging behind like this. Core nice and tight, pressing it up to the top, lower back down, hands up. We're going to go 4 more times through that one. So hands up, pressing into the floor, and then pressing up to the top with no delay between your hips and your upper body. 3 more times, pressing up, back down. 2, and 1. So, we're going to bring it up here. That'll be it for our warm-up. Grab a drink of water, and then we'll go into our actual workout. Spilling on myself there. Our actual warm-up today, or our actual workout, pardon me, is going to be based on one that we've done in the past, so a similar format to one that we've done in the past, where we're going to have 5 exercises, between each exercise 30 seconds of rest, and each exercise has a prescribed time amount as well. So we're going to start off with 60 seconds straight of squats, and then a 30-second rest. After that, going into another exercise, which will be for 30 seconds and then 30 seconds rest. After that, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, finishing with swings, which we have done before, but I'll demonstrate here because it might be the only one that's unfamiliar. Swings, just like we did in the warm-up with that deadlift. We're going to start with the weight nice and low between your feet, reaching down, grabbing onto it, and from here, pressing the hips forward and just swinging the weight up to shoulder height, using only your legs. So your shoulders don't come into it at all, except to just hinge and hold on to the weight. You're not contracting your shoulder muscles at all. Everything's coming from your hips and pushing your hips forward. And that's the only contraction contributing to movement. The other exercise actually that you might not be familiar with is an asymmetrical chop, which we're going to do on both sides. So this is the one that you'll need a mat for. With the mat underneath one of your knees, you're going to have your weight in front of that same knee that's on the mat. What we're going to do is keeping our body nice and straight, so our back's not hunching over as we reach down. We're going to stay nice and straight. We'll face this way to demonstrate it a bit better. And reach down, back stay straight, grab onto the weight, and from here, bring it from the floor, press the hips forward, and as we press the hips forward, bring the weight up and above your opposite knee. So from the front, it looks like this, bending forward, bringing the weight up and to the opposite knee, back down. So press the hips forward, bring the weight up. And this one, you will be using your shoulders a little bit, obviously. That's unavoidable, but it's also working your hips. And then after 30 seconds of that, we'll switch sides to the other knee and then do 30 seconds on this side. So reaching down, up to the top, down, up to the top. Hopefully that makes sense for everybody. The rest of the exercises are fairly straightforward. There's the squats, there's jumping lunges or regular lunges, depending on what you're most comfortable with. Hand release burpees, so just like the hand release push-up we did in the warm-up, but adding a burpee component to it as well. For 30 seconds, not for 60 seconds. That one would be horrible. For 60 seconds, that chop, and then the swings are the 5 exercises we're going to be doing. 30 seconds rest after everything, and then 3 rounds of that. So after each round, it's still only 30 seconds of rest. I know normally in some of my workouts I have a 2-minute rest in between to help you catch your breath, but the whole idea of this workout is to keep your heart rate elevated, only very short rests, just enough to kind of keep you ready for the next exercise. So that being said, we'll take one last drink of water, and then we'll get into the workout. You can keep your mat handy as well, but we're going to step back from it, keep it in front of us so that it's not in the way for the exercises where we don't need it. So starting off, you can have your weight or just body weight if you like. We're going to be doing 60 seconds of squats and then 30 seconds of rest. Starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. So 60 seconds of squats. I'm going to start out with a few reps of body weight here, and I'm going to grab my weight. So 60 seconds straight. I'm going to grab my weight now, bring it up. And 60 seconds. So going to be here for a little while. Dig in. Really focus on your technique. Don't race through the reps either. Make sure they're good quality reps. Want to make sure you've got quality over quantity. And we're over halfway through. 20 seconds left. Remember, breathe out as you contract your muscles up to the top. Breathe in as you lower down. And rest. 30 seconds of rest before our next exercise. 20 seconds left, and then we have 30 seconds of the hand release burpee. Just checking out the comments here, but it looks like everything's good. So 10 seconds. We're going to get into position here, lying on the floor in hand release. 3, 2, 1, and then press up to the top, jump for a burpee, and back down. 30 seconds. My ceiling is not very high, so I'm not going to be jumping very high. 5 seconds. And rest. Whew. Keep it up, everybody. That's a tough one. Next, we have our lunges. So for this one, jumping lunges, quick switching sides. If that's not something that you're comfortable with, or you maybe have some trouble with your knees, normal lunges are fine. You can do forward lunges, you can do reverse lunges, whatever you prefer. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and into jump lunges. If you're doing normal lunges, make sure that you're alternating sides every time. And as always, glutes are activated, core is activated. Five seconds. And rest. Lunges are always tough ones. The next one's going to be our chop, so make sure you grab your mat if you want to set your knee on it. And next will be the chops. You can start on either side. Either side's fine to start with. We've got 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. So bending forward, keeping the back straight. Press the hips forward and bring it up and across. And we're going to switch sides. 30 seconds on the other side. So just like with our squats and our deadlifts and swings, we're going to be sitting our hips back slightly and then pressing them forward as we lift. Not much time left. And rest. Our last one, after our 30 seconds of rest, is going to be our swings. If you're not comfortable with the swings, so bringing the weight up to your shoulder height, just do the deadlifts that we did in warm-up. That's absolutely fine. If you're not comfortable with the deadlifts or you don't like them for whatever reason, you can also swap this with glute bridges, which we do quite a bit of. And I don't really have time to show you because we've got 3 seconds before we get started. For 60 seconds straight, and go. When you're doing the swings, just let the weight come down between your knees. So you sit the hips back and press it up. Keep your back nice and straight. Shoulder blades are tucked down towards your back pockets. And keep it going. We've got 20 seconds left. And rest. So there we go. That's one round. We've got a nice short rest of only 30 seconds, and then we're back into round 2. Hopefully everybody's feeling good. Got a nice sweat going. Breathing a little heavier than when they started. Oh, I know I am. And the gray shirt today is going to show sweat really well by the end of the 3rd round. Oh, so we have 5 seconds. We're going to start with 60 seconds of squats. Here we go. Everybody, round 2. And go. So again, body weight if you like. Use your weight if you're comfortable with that. And whatever range of motion you're happy with here is good for the squats. Your feet as well can be as far apart as you like. They can be hip to shoulder width apart. but depending on your hip anatomy, everybody's a little bit different. You might need to be wider or narrower. Whatever is most comfortable, wherever you feel strongest. So here we go, we've got 15 seconds left. Keep it going, the legs hopefully burning a little bit. And rest. 30 seconds, and then we're right into our burpees. Everybody's favorite exercise, especially in the military. Let's grab a quick drink of water, we've got 10 seconds. And then we're gonna head into our hand release burpees. If hand release doesn't feel good for you, just do normal burpees. If burpees don't feel good for you, just do push-ups. And go. And push-ups can be from your knees, from your toes. You can do an incline push-up with your hands up on a chair or a couch. That'll make it a little easier on you. And rest. Oh, sorry. Just got a little... Oh, dust bunnies flying around here. And so, after our burpees there, heading into lunges. Very little rest, 5 more seconds, and into our lunges. And go. I recommend not using a weight for these ones, since it's a bit of an explosive movement with the jump lunges. If you're doing normal lunges, feel free to use a weight if you like, but with the plyometric aspect of these jump lunges, I recommend just body weight. Oh man, I'm struggling a little bit here in the second round. Hopefully everybody's feeling pretty good. Maybe it's because I normally do my workouts in the mornings with you guys, but my legs are feeling it today. So going into our chop next again, doesn't matter which side you start on, but pick one. Weights in front of the knee that's down on the floor, and go. Press the hips forward, lift to the side. Just a little bit. We're not going crazy with the amount of twisting that we're doing. Just slightly from one, in front of one knee to over top of the other. 30 seconds on this side, and then we'll do 30 seconds on the other side. Nice quick transition because there's no rest period between these two, but right after. And switch. Go. Keep it up and rest. 30 seconds. And then into our last one, the swings, slash deadlifts, slash glute bridges, whatever you feel comfortable with. Move my mat forward a little bit. Step it back. 10 seconds left. Have your weight at the ready if you're using it. And here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. Keep it going. We've still got some time there on the clock. We'll work for that rest. Five seconds. And rest. Whew. 30 seconds. And then we're right back into our squats for our final round. Whew. This workout really works up a sweat, but it's over relatively quickly because of the very little rest. So let's keep that good quality going in through the last round here. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and going into squats. 60 seconds straight and 30 seconds rest afterwards. You guys can do it. Thirty seconds gone, 30 seconds to go. If you get very tired during this, rather than stopping, if you're using a weight, just put your weight down and go body weight. And rather than stopping, just slow it down. Three, 2, 1, and rest. 30 seconds, and then we're going into our burpees. Make sure there's nothing in your way. Sorry, it makes quite a bit of noise when I push that over there. 15 seconds. Oh, I'm getting ready for our hand release burpees. So as I was saying, if the burpees are a little too tough, just stick with push-ups, or instead of doing hand release, just do normal, or knee push-ups, or couch push-ups. And go. Five seconds. And rest. Whew. Alrighty, 3 more exercises to go. Just the lunges, the chops, and the swings. So keep it up, guys. Nice hard work, 15 seconds. Lunges are next. So here we go, 3, 2, 1. And lunges. Ten seconds left. There we go, 30 seconds of rest, and then into our chops. Ooh, I don't know about you guys, but those lunges are always the worst ones for me. They really, really tire me out. Oh, so here we go, 10 seconds left. Keep that intensity up. 5 seconds. Pick one side to start from. 2, 1, and go. And switch sides. 30 seconds. Keep it going, guys. Only 10 more seconds to go. And rest. 30 seconds, and then we've got our 60 seconds of swings left. And then we're good to start our cool down. Oh. So 1 more minute to go here, guys. Good, high quality reps. Let's finish it out strong. Grab your weight. And here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and last set. And like I said, if you guys get tired out in this set, switch from swings to deadlifts. If you're tired of deadlifts, switch from deadlifts just to bending down, touching the floor, and bringing it back up without the weight. And if you're tired from that, switch to glute bridges. There's always options. Here we go. 20 seconds left. Keep it going. And rest. Oh, well done, everybody. You earned the rest. We've got 30 seconds here, but that's it. Really good job. Hopefully you worked up a bit of a sweat, or a lot of a sweat. Oh, and a couple times the furnace turned on, and the vent's right above me here, and that made it even better. Oh, so keep walking around a little bit. Make sure that your heart rate comes down gradually. Same thing with your blood pressure. Make sure that's coming down gradually. If you feel like you're still very winded, just walk it around for a bit. Don't sit down yet. Just keep it going. We're going to take 30 seconds more, and then we'll go into a bit of a cool down. And I'll look up as well what that exercise was that we did in the warm-up that I didn't know the name for, and I'll post that in the comments just so that everybody knows what it is. And if you want to look up some more technique for it or something like that, then you're able to do so. One more drink of water, and then we'll go into our cool down. So from standing, we're just going to go into our quad stretch. Whew, we do this one a lot. So just bringing that foot back, grabbing onto it. Knees stay nice and close together. Hips stay straight forward. And pick a spot on the floor to look at to help you balance. Just holding for 2 to 5 seconds, and then switching sides. Keeping your balance as best you can. If you're still feeling pretty winded, feel free to keep walking around. There's no need to start with the stretching yet if you're not ready. So like I said, 2 to 5 seconds, side to side. We'll go once more per side here. Oh, really do need the quad stretches after those lunges. Legs are really burning there. So after that, we'll switch from the quad stretch into our floor sweepers. So front leg straight, back leg bent, and then just bringing it down towards the floor, keeping your back relatively straight. You don't want to be hunching forward. Keep your back relatively straight, and arms kind of sweep the floor a little bit. Switch sides every 2 to 5 seconds, and hopefully you're feeling the stretch in the back of your straight leg. Oh. Sorry for wiping my face so much here, guys, but I'm very sweaty. We'll switch it again. after this, we'll go one more time per side, and then we'll get into our static stretching. And once more on the left. And we'll bring it up. So from here, grabbing your mat or your towel, whatever you have, and just laying it out. We'll go into some static stretches. So sitting back, going into modified hurdler stretch, bringing the foot in and reaching out towards your toes, towards your shins, whatever you can do here. And now that we've moved into some static stretching, holding these ones a bit longer, 10 to 30 seconds, depending on how tight you are in that area and just how it feels really. I'll only be holding for about 10 to 15 just to demonstrate. And I'm going to switch sides now. Out to the left. And as always, just going towards a gentle stretch, not overreaching to the point of pain or serious discomfort, just slight discomfort, gentle stretch, just so you can feel it a little bit. And from our modified hurdler stretch here, we'll bring it in to a groin stretch. So putting soles of your feet together, bringing your heels towards your body, however much is comfortable, and then just using your leg muscles to pull your knees down towards the floor. You can stand or sit straight up, or you can bend forward slightly. Whatever helps you feel to stretch a little bit more and whatever is more comfortable. And again, 10 to 30 seconds. Feel free to grab a drink of water during any of this time as well. Water's never off limits. And coming out of the groin stretch here, straighten the legs out, and we're going to go into a glute stretch. So, right foot across your left knee, and then hug the knee kind of diagonally back towards your body, and hopefully feel the stretch here in your glute. I always say with this one, you might have to experiment with it a little bit. Everybody's hip anatomy is a bit different, so play around with it, see where the stretch is best for you. And after about 15 seconds, we'll switch sides. So foot over your knee, hug it towards your body. And from here, we're going to bring it up and around into our last stretch, setting our knee down on our mat. If your knee is not comfortable down there on the floor, you can come up onto your toe. I'm going to do it with the knee down today here, keeping your hips straight forward so you're not bending away to the side. Keep everything in line, straight forward, and then just lean it forward so that you feel the stretch here in the front of your hip flexors, in the front of your hip, front of your thigh. And for 10 to 30 seconds, holding here before switching sides. And I'm going to switch to my left here. Bringing it around, and same thing, hips stay straight forward, and leaning it forward. And I'm going to relax. If there's any stretches you guys would like to continue doing, absolutely feel free to keep doing them. But this is going to be the end of the video. So thanks for coming out, everybody. Thanks for doing the workout with me, or just watching if you're just watching. We appreciate it. And next week, same schedule for Wainwright, 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. on Monday. Or actually, it's only Monday right now. So actually tomorrow, the class is at 8 a.m. if you want to watch tomorrow's class, and at 12 on Wednesday, as always. And the schedule is the same as next week. So with that being said, thanks again, everybody. Appreciate it, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.